Hi Taurus, welcome into a general monthly reading for the month of October 2024. I'm feeling excellent in your energy. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling motivated. And I'm feeling more secure than ever. I feel like you're going to be understanding things very clearly in certain moments throughout the month, and this really benefits you. You're going to be feeling naturally. I mean, a Taurus just naturally is intuitive. But your intuition throughout the month is going to be so on point. All right, that's the wording coming through. But they were giving me as well the message of you feeling very empowered, and that's part of it. All right, you maybe predict something, you feel something accurately, it's proven correct, and it leaves you feeling empowered. You do something well, it leaves you feeling empowered and even special all the meanwhile. You're going to feel as if you have been making the right choices, even though I wouldn't be surprised if we're winding back even very recently for some drawn to the reading, you have second guessed some of these choices. But it's a time for you to, I'm hearing, believe in yourself and accept that this is a new chapter, a new time for you where they're saying, let the adventure begin. All right. It's time for you to live your life, Taurus, once and for all. But remember, it's just 1 month. There's going to be a focus upon colors. For some fall colors. I know it's going to be a different time of year for a lot of which, for everybody drawn to the reading, but it does feel like they're saying there's a travel ahead for a lot. All right, there's a clearing of the clouds where you once upon a time or very recently for some felt foggy, hidden in the dark, maybe even emotional. The number 3 is significant, being the number on this card. I can breathe again. I can breathe again. I feel like I can now take charge of certain aspects of my path, my life, where I felt I couldn't before. And it's now a time for you to heal from the past. All right. I know that a lot of which drawn to the reading are thinking, oh, I've already been healing. I've been doing so much of that. I don't think, for some, you don't think you need to heal anymore or in general, but there is still healing to take place. Now, this is coming through in a different way. You, I feel like, drawn to this reading, have healing energy, whether you realize it, want to accept it, believe it, or not. And it's going to be on different levels, of course, because we have a lot of different souls within this collective. But it's this electrifying but peaceful healing nature about you, where you step into the room, into that situation. Even other people utilize your online content for some, and it changes the energy. It helps people patch up and heal from their own wounds that life has inflicted upon them, if I could say it. Shine your light is now what I'm hearing. Shine your light. Things like religion, spirituality are coming to mind, taking a highlight. You're going to find that conversations of importance are just happening when they're meant to, how they're meant to. And when you, I feel the need to mention, feel the inclination to the need to step away from a conversation, cut it short, or just wrap it up with a bow, you know how to do that. Just do it. That feeling is your intuition and maybe a spiritual gift of, a feeling in that moment for a reason. You're feeling ultra grounded, all right? You're feeling maybe for some less anxious, less antsy, more stable. And once again, if I believe I mentioned that in the beginning rant, but yeah, description of your energy. There's something about you longing for more, and then Spirit saying, well, then let's go after it. Doesn't mean that this is the month where all of it has to come to be. Obviously, it's just 1 month, but they're saying, why in the world would you at this point along your path, with all you've been through, all the ups and downs of your path, why would you limit yourself to that extent or in general? Let's allow for things to change and remember how damn strong you are as a soul, all right? All that life has put you through. Let's do some shuffling and move on to the tarot portion of the reading. I'm now hearing well-spoken. The number 20. The number 20. Look up the ancient number meeting. And they just said add those 2 up. So the number 2 is also relevant for you. Let's rewind back. What did you do too much? What did you do too much? This is now time to change that. Bear with me as I am turning all of the cards out, over rather, because we do have a good amount on the board. Look at this. The Eight of Pentacles. Other people's emotions are overwhelming. You might be an empath like myself, or just other people at work, at home, maybe, you know, otherwise in a different situation. Oh, they just need to get it together. I'm not trying to be rude, but it just is affecting you. Anyways, but we're moving on to the Eight of Pentacles being, I want to say, the overall main tarot card, because I feel like I said that weird. The overall tarot card, because you are putting in the work and seeing evidence, seeing results, seeing abundance coming to be. You feel like, yeah, things are affecting you, but then you can handle it because you've been through a hell of a lot worse. You're feeling electrified. You're feeling important, special, good. They're saying eat it up. It's a time for you to feel better about how things have been and how things could be moving forward. You don't need all the answers to shift forward in this bright way, in this confident way. You just need to know that you'll figure it out, because you always have and you always will. It's this trial and error sort of flowing with your intuition and spirituality way of living that is going to and has suited you well up until this point, but will more so now throughout this month and moving forward. Because think about it, you haven't always had all the answers, right? But did you have the choice to stop and prevent? Maybe at times, but for the most part, you had to shift on forward. And so we're going to continue to do that more strategically, and remembering where your power lies, again, being very intuitive. And I want to say as well, very spiritually connected. Your physical figure is going to be, okay, honored and mentioned, even, you know, behind closed doors. It definitely reminds me of one of the cooks at my serving job mentioning that I looked buff the other night when I was working. I was like, okay, you definitely have a thing for me. Anyways, the Nine of Cups and the Three of Wands, you're going to be feeling this looking forward, future-oriented way of thinking and, yeah, focusing, planning coming to be. I didn't really love that wording, but they're saying, think about what you asked for recently. Get ready for it to come in after this month. There's something about this month being significant for you, your work, your financial gain and stability, and maybe getting back on track in certain ways. And then this wish fulfillment comes to be. Okay, somebody, this is love, right? Somebody, this is a purchase of importance. This definitely could be a new work opportunity, but it feels outside of that category of life, all right? But there's something about you remembering, or maybe needing to realize for the first time for some, if you want it, it's yours, okay? You just need to ask. And it doesn't literally have to be you saying, I want this, right, out loud, or even thinking it. Remembering that when you feel something, when you desire something, when you need something, you're literally communicating to spirit and the universe. And so this is one of your reminders coming through, okay? Anyways, but you're going to be thinking back to what you once longed for, and Spirit's going to say, well, damn, you've changed. You don't want that anymore. Good. Allow for yourself to remember that if you, at one point along your path, running back to different versions of yourself, right? Less mature. Let's just be real. You've matured over time up until this point. If you gained everything that you wanted, that you asked for, that maybe even demanded, you would have regretted it, maybe not benefited from it. And looking back, Spirit's saying, just know that everything that you gain at this point moving forward is going to be more aligned with you, okay? Everything that you asked for, I would not be surprised if you take some time to mull it over, all right? Being a well thought out, methodical sort of individual, as I stutter a bit. Anyways, the World card and the Chariot card, it's this motivation that's very intertwined with your world developing and changing at this time. For you specifically, I feel the month is not going to speed on by, even if you're busy. Or, you know, some of which you're busy and then you're not, and it alternates. But I do sense that you're going to be looking at things and understanding, even remembering at certain points, not everything is black and white, okay? You get along with people that you once didn't. You get along with people that you don't trust, but this doesn't mean that you overshare. It doesn't mean that you trust them, right? It doesn't mean that you allow for them to depict how that shift at work or that conversation goes. You're in control, right? But it's about how you utilize that. Interesting. But it's this feeling of you, I just heard will ride at dawn if anybody tries to stab you in the back. There's a message coming through very clearly that this grounded Taurus collective has energies in their midst at times, even at a distance, who don't have good intentions. And so will work at a distance from you in that moment, in a situation or two, will work up close, around you, support you, guide you, but protect you when it comes to people with those negative intentions. I didn't wear this in Libra's reading, but I just put it on for yours. There is a snake that is being spoken upon at a certain point. Somebody specifically, this is at work, please don't get involved, okay? Please don't get involved. We need you to just stay grounded, heal, and do what you have to do. Don't get wrapped up with the nonsense, all right? The BS and the gossip, all of that negative, toxic stuff. Shifting right on forward, we have the Six of Cups and the Page of Cups. My friend, you were thinking back to your childhood. This could be a whirlwind of emotions at a certain point, and I really feel like this is going to remind you again that you do need to heal. You, for some, were, I'm hearing bullied, okay? Treated poorly, went through some difficulty with family and whatnot, maybe friends. But I do feel like you are going to notice how much of an improved version of yourself you are at this point. And they're saying, going back to the Strength card, interesting, I don't have it anymore. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I don't really love that phrase, that saying, but it's coming through. You're going to be feeling loved and appreciated, all right? They're literally showing me going like this, okay? There's something about people admiring you throughout the month of October, to the point where it makes a difference. It helps you feel more, more abundant, gain more abundance. Being a state of abundance for other people, this came up in Libra's general monthly read, is leaving people a little bit emotional, okay? You reinstill some hope in the energy of others, right? Their way of being. And it definitely reminds me of me doing these readings, but it could absolutely be simply just being present in their midst. Maybe it's you giving them some words of wisdom, some advice, or just reminding them of how special they are, okay? And I'm now getting, I love this message. You're reminding people as you improve and change your world, your path, your life for the better, you're reminding people not to give up, okay? You're evidence that when you don't give up, things do work out in the end, but you have to be honest with yourself. You have to make better choices, and you have to be giving yourself the credit where credit's due all the meanwhile, to push yourself forward and to feel motivated to change your world once again for the better. The road looks better ahead is what I'm getting. The road looks better ahead. So I really feel like the road for you, with that imagery, that message coming through, throughout the month of October, feels good. It looks good. It's experienced in such a beautiful way as you succeed and gain and release. But I do feel like they're saying with that specifically, after this month, the road ahead is even better, okay? Even better. 1411, look up the angel number meaning, 1411. Let's pull a couple more. Actually, we didn't speak upon these two. I wouldn't be surprised if you are finding a glow up coming to be at certain points or in general throughout the month. Good. And I feel like you're evidence that when you take care of yourself, when you make certain choices of importance for yourself, then you start to glow more. And don't be surprised naturally when that affects other areas or every area of your life for that matter in such a beautiful, positive way. You're gaining such attention throughout the month, going back to this part of the Page of Cups, in such a mysterious light. People are curious. People are confused even. People are drawn to look at you, stare at you, Heads are churning is now what I'm getting. People are tuning in, retuning in, re-examining. You're going to feel very successful. And this success is going to, turn people on is what I just heard. It's going to enlighten people. It's going to, again, confuse people is what's coming through, but it's going to encourage people all the meanwhile. It's as if you're an example, again, not to give up, but when you do something for a while or just improve on something, when you put in the effort, you then see results. You feel better. You look better. You're seeing things change and transform for you in such beautiful ways. 1548 as well. Look up that number, 1548. Let's pull a couple more. Think back to what you did well is now what I'm hearing. Think back to what you did well. You're not going to feel a sense of lack throughout this month. And if you do, then you need to ask for what you are lacking and watch it come in divine timing. You're going to feel a sense of alignment, because if we think about the Five of Pentacles in the upright, it can speak upon a lack of, fulfillment and not feeling in alignment or not feeling like you fit in somewhere in this, in your world in general. But you're going to be feeling also the sense of not only just fitting in or just blending to an extent, right? Because you do stand out in the crowd, but you are feeling a sense of purpose, but alignment when it comes to you being in the right place at the right time, doing what you're meant to in the right moment, and therefore it just works out easy, easier than it once would have. It just kind of comes to be. I have struggled time and time again, sometimes 20 different attempts to even begin a reading, or I'll mess up in the middle of a reading. But these days, for the most part, I hop on and it just comes to be, right? And so this should reiterate or just inform you individually that you are so connected to spirit, more protected, more guided, and again, intuitive, and that's helping as well than ever. All right. Now, where emotions do come to be, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's connected to the past. Some healing again needs to come to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if you are an empath drawn to the reading like myself, where Spirit's saying, then cleanse your energy. Don't hold on to what is not yours to carry. We're going to rewind back at a certain point specifically to show you how much worse that choice was for you or could have been, okay? And therefore bounce on back to the present moment and be one with an immense amount of gratitude and appreciation for what's at hand and how things have ended up, even with certain imperfections. There's somebody within your world who's going to look at you with a sense of admiration and maybe even attraction. And there's nothing that's going to come from that per se, right? I don't feel like there's any sort of love or sexual future with the two of you, but I do sense that they're going to look at you and feel this amount of energy for you. Anyways, but, and I feel like that could benefit you. The Nine of Swords in reverse. When you don't feel like this is a month at certain points, or at certain points when you're pushed to a stop and realize that it's not a stressful month for you, don't be surprised, okay? I just heard I said it first. There's going to be moments where you just end up approaching somebody or something or accomplishing something right before let me give you an example. The other night at my serving job, we have a bell that the cooks ding for us to come over when they have a question, the food's ready, whatever. And I was doing, roll-ups, rolling up silverware. And I stepped over right before one of the cooks was about to ding it to ask me a question. And he was like beyond shocked. I mean, I'm that connected, right? So what do you expect? But people at that job don't really fully get that. Nor do I feel the need to dive into that conversation with them. Anyway, stuff like that's going to happen to you throughout the month because you're very connected to the spiritual realm and we're helping you. Okay, we are helping you. You have reasons to celebrate, my friend, as your world changes for the better. All right, allow for yourself to get to know this new version of yourself, but this new version of your world, your path, even better throughout the month of October. It's a time for you to honor yourself as other people honor you. It's a time for you to be noticed. Again, another reading where you're being put in the spotlight. It's a time of abundance, okay? So if this is truly helpful, I am sending you so much love and light. Don't forget to book a personal reading with myself. Everything is down below. We will definitely talk again soon.